You also have to decide about things like consent issues. So these days, in an era where we talk about consent, you need to decide whether you're going to have a consent form which you give to the person being interviewed, which says basically, I consent to being interviewed for this project, and then what happens to the file. So I think that needs to be really clear for people. I can recall asking one of our aunties if we could come and interview her, and she said when, and I said on Saturday. She said, I go shopping on Saturdays. And so we said, well, how about Wednesday? Oh, I've got my granddaughter coming on Wednesday. And we said, oh, well, we'll leave it and we'll come back to you. So the following week we asked again, and we probably spent several weeks or months just saying to her, can we come and interview you? Because we understand that you were one of the people who was really an expert at dealing with tuna. And we never did manage to get that interview because every time we asked her, she put us off. So I think the answer was no. But she wouldn't say no straight up. Instead of saying, no, I don't want to be interviewed, thank you very much, she kept making other excuses. So I think it's better to recognise when someone's saying no instead of keeping on pestering them. So people are allowed to say no. Just because you think that they're the most wonderful person to be interviewed doesn't mean that they have to do that. I think you also have to take account of people's health, and you have to decide when's the best time to interview. So I can recall, for example, interviewing someone one evening, thinking we would be there from maybe 7 till 8 or 9. We were still there at midnight because she got on a roll and we just couldn't stop, really. And it was exhausting. So I think that if I'm interviewing kaumātua, I always choose the morning. So I ask them if I can come and interview them in the morning, usually about 10 o'clock, or some people like to be interviewed at 8 o'clock in the morning. So I think, check, when's the best time for you? And I think mornings are a good time. So if you're going to interview a person at 10 o'clock, I think it's a good idea. This is the during, so you've got all that preparation, which is before the interview. And then if you're going to do the during the interview bit, what you want to do is I always ring the day before to make sure that, okay, you've read through those forms, are you okay, are we still okay for 10 o'clock? And then that means if they say yes, it means that I have to get my stuff ready, practice with my recording equipment, go through my interview questions, make sure I've got any paperwork, get a koha sorted, all those sorts of things that you would do. So when you arrive, you've got everything that you need.